Hi everybody, I'm Crazy Eddie, and this is Terra Firma. I have been away for a while, and I have no real excuse for it. Some things happened in my life, and some other things stopped happening in my life. And the details aren't really important. However, I'm back. And I am going to take some prospecting tools that I've made and we're going to dig up some copper in some proper amounts this time. So, I have this marker here, 642 meters away, showing me where I found some copper before, or tetrahedrite, which is basically copper. Hello, there's a nice little building. And this is stuff that will be handy for a forge later. And I can't have too many of those. However, I bet there are also some spawners buried under here, and I don't want to dig for them right now. I also have other things on my mind, like mining. I had forgotten how close this was to one of these buildings. That building looks like it would make a nice shelter, but at the top there is usually a Lich King or Lich Lord or one of those Twilight Forest liches. And they're really good at killing you, so I probably will not be staying there the first night. But my first goal will be building a house right over here, which is one of the reasons that I brought my copper saw with me. And shed. Just in time, too. And I believe I want this lumber back so we can make these windows more windowy. That way things can't wander in here, but I can still poke my sword out. And I can also make chests. Ladders, and plenty of them. We're going to want to dig a little bit deep. And we're going to use our usual workaround for the never dig straight down rule. And we're going to dig past the chalk to the next layer of stone, which is where we can reasonably be expected to find the actual deposits of tetrahedrite. So once we get past the chalk, I will check back in with you. Well, isn't that nice? We found the next layer of stone. And this is where we want to play hot and cold with the prospector's pick, which is showing me nothing of interest. I should at least be picking up some mineral, but I'm not, so I think I need to dig deeper. Found traces of tetrahedrite. Let's see if we can't find any stronger traces. Okay. So I have marked out the place where the small sample readings begin and end, and it's from this floor torch to that floor torch, about 15 meters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is about the middle. And now we're going to go in each direction and see where the small sample readings stop. And once we find the beginnings and ends of those, then we'll know where the middle of it is, and we can dig either up or down, trying to find exactly where the deposit is itself. And as we get closer, we should get stronger readings. Okay, so I've dug that far, and then this far, the tetrahedrite sampling falls right off. So that's 13 meters apart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We should find tetrahedrite either above or below here. Well, I'm kind of puzzled. I dug straight up to the chalk, pillaring up with a nice cobblestone, and couldn't find any stronger readings, nor any actual tetrahedrite. And I dug down a few spaces for the tunnel I was in, and got no reading at all. So I'm really confused. There's not any tetrahedrite where I'm looking for it. And that right there, where this cobblestone is, should be the center of the deposit, either above me or below me. So I may have to look elsewhere for copper. Unless it is actually in this chalk layer, which I believe is something that doesn't happen. Yeah, there doesn't appear to be anything of interest here. So I'm going to have to look for another deposit of copper. Really? Well, anyway, I have decided that south is the direction that I wish to go. And this time I may want to watch out for clay to dig up along the way. But most of all, as before, we're looking for copper or tetrahedrite, or anything else that I can smelt into copper. But I won't turn up my nose at these plums. More silver. Oh, sugar. I have use for that. Okay, so raspberry bushes have thorns. That's useful information. Cool, green beans. And I don't think I want to go there. That looks like a giant's house. Giants live in very small houses, I've found. And I think this time I'm going to go a little bit different. Since I happen to have these supports, I can dig in instead of actually building. Well, I've managed to dig myself a pretty cozy little hole while I've been waiting for morning. And I've got some neighbors. Hey, 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 let go, quit, let go. Are you going to start? You're going to start. Okay, did I get anything? String? Nothing. Okay. All right, so I'm 1.2 kilometers from home. I have just healed instantly for reasons I know not. And I have managed to get some nice seeds. But other than that, haven't achieved much. And I may as well use the daylight I've got to head back home and plant these seeds I've got. And maybe if I go in places that I wasn't before, I might find some actual copper. Probably not the way to bet, but I'm going to give it a shot. More tetrahedrite. See if I can find the center of it. Got a chunk over here. And one over here, one over there, one over here. I think I'll call this the center. And since I'm here, I may as well dig. Okay, so I have my mining shed built, and I managed to find some clay. So I'm about to replace my broken water vessel. And once I get some more water, I'll be ready to head down here and see if I can't find that copper. Just 1 hour remaining on the pottery. And with that, I'm ready to start searching. Okay, this seems like it might be a little more promising. And I guess I will start by trying this direction. Little concerned that this copper pick is not going to last long enough to do the job. Medium. Large. Okay, we are on the right track. Okay, so my prospector pick is telling me that I've got a very large sample of tetrahedrite and seems to be right straight down from here. I just hope this pick lasts long enough that I can reach it. Aw. I guess I'm left with no choice but to go back to my hovel and go pan for some more copper. Actually, it has occurred to me that I do have one other choice. I may not be able to find enough surface copper, but I have seen enough other metals to allow me to make bronze with the copper I have. So I'm going to run over here and pick up 3 pieces of sphalerite. And then I'm going to go, oh, bismuth right there. 2 pieces of that. And then I can make a bronze pickaxe. Ah. Great Scott. Look at that. What an asshole. Just standing there, big smug smile on his face. Didn't even color his hands yellow. Also, he's very large and could hurt me badly. So let's go somewhere else. Okay, here's where I found that sphalerite. I need either 2 or 3 pieces.
Ah!
Okay, there's the answer to what's worse than a giant miner. 2 giant miners is certainly worse. And I still need 1 more piece of sphalerite. There's one right there. All I have to do is get it and run away. Another one. Where are these guys coming from? Okay, I have survived that. And I'm going to empty out one of these vessels. And then put in my alloy mix, and then I'm going to take some clay and make a pickaxe mold. And then we're going to cook it. Man, those giants can be a really unpleasant surprise. Okay, I was fortunate enough to be able to get this out of the hole without any monsters attacking me. And bismuth bronze pickaxe head. And now I can get back to work in here. I haven't found any tetrahedrite yet, but I have found a cave. And there we are. tetrahedrite, which means lots of copper. I just have to make sure that I don't have any monsters spawning all over the place. And it looks pretty quiet here. In earlier games, I have had some very unpleasant groupings of monsters. But yeah, this is going to be plenty of copper. This should fulfill all of my copper needs. And I'll probably be making more than one trip here. Ah! Assuming I don't suffocate myself in a cave-in. These supports will usually prevent cave-ins up to 4 meters away. But apparently I put this one in wrong. Okay, that should hold things. Of course, it probably doesn't help that I'm picking at deposits that are actually above the supports. So let's go over here. Okay. There's still plenty more to dig out, but I'm pretty happy with the amount I have here. It's more than enough to make an anvil and plenty of tools. So, I think I'm about ready to head back to base. And start making ingots of all of this copper. Or at least make a few tools. After which I can start on mining the other things to make bronze. And home again. And just in time to pick my crops. It's September in game time, so I probably won't have time to grow another set of crops. But I think this should be enough to get me through the winter all right. With a little bit of hunting. And in the meanwhile, I will also be working on setting up a forge and an anvil so I can move further into the Bronze Age. So, that was our copper mining episode. Next episode, I hope to set up a forge and an anvil and some bronze. And from there, who knows? Until then, have some fun, build something cool, and have a nice day.